Good morning, good morning, good morning. So let's get right to it, guys. Balance. Now, just the other day, about 2 days ago, Saturday, I was on my way to a job right now. Should be a pretty big job, so I'm gonna be there for the majority of the day. But one thing that really struck my mind was balance, and how balance, tranquility, stillness, right? Being still, being able to be still, being able to be grounded, how that is priceless, how that is more valuable than money. When you're able to ground yourself and you're able to be still, no matter what circumstance is outside of you or before you, that is the true goal. That is the true manifestation that you're looking for. Because if you can get that down, then everything else after that should be easy, will be easy. So there's a lot of circumstances in our life that are going to cause us to have to change our energy, change direction, right? It could be, for example, me going to this house right here. I don't know who this person is. So there are going to be situations in life where you're going to have to be ready, right? You're going to have to be ready. The best way to be ready is to be balanced. The best way to be ready is to always be doing this work, to always be mindful. Now, a lot of the time we've talked about in the past, we've talked about how we have 24/7 self-talk. We have self-talk every moment that we are awake and when we are asleep. But let's just talk about when we are awake. So throughout every moment, I think there's 80,000 plus seconds in a day. So with all of these moments, we have self-dialogue going on throughout the entire day. So we talked about how it's very important that not only we recognize that, but we're deliberate with the thoughts that we want to use to create our future, because whatever we're thinking, right, is creating our now, right now. So this is why I felt like today in this video, we should talk about balance. We should talk about how strong balance and stillness is, because again, let me reiterate, if you can find a way for yourself to sustain a balance, right, which could be through your work, could be through your habits, but whatever it takes to create a stillness, to create a tranquility within yourself, which is calmness, to create a balance, I think you'll be very much so better off than if you're trying to just wake up and attack life without getting grounded into yourself. So let me pull over here so we can get a little bit more in depth. So when you balance into yourself, what does that really mean, right? What does stillness really mean? Well, to me, it means when you have quieted the ego and you're more so now operating from your higher self. I like to call it my inner being. A lot of people in society call that God, right? Because we are all a fragment of source, God itself, right? We're all a physical extension of source, energy, God. So when you attain balance, which we're going to get into ways to attain balance here in just a moment, when you're able to do this, everything just falls into place for you, because now you're not only operating with your own self, with your own conscious mind, now you're operating divinely, right? So let's talk about some ways. Here's a deer over here, and you know, it's funny, deers are very, very spiritual animals in a sense of they're very calm, right? They're one with nature. And this leads us into our first, we really are going into our first tip on how to maintain balance. Getting into nature is one of the best ways that you can create balance within yourself. When you're able to be around other life forms, whether it be sentient beings like animals, or whether it be non-sentient beings like plants, like rocks, like earth, right? You are a part of all of these things. You are the animals that are before you, right? Because that is God. Source is also in that. Source is in trees, source is in the ground, source is in dirt, source is in everything. So when you go into nature, without even knowing it subconsciously, you already are automatically grounding yourself. Now, a lot of people talk about walking without shoes, walking barefoot into grass. Me personally, I don't do this on the regular, but when I do feel that this helps you. When you take off, all of these clothes, right? In a sense, don't get naked, right? But when you, for example, you are showing a lot of skin into the sunlight, right? That is going to create balance, right? When you're not even aware of it, right? So that's one great way for you to create balance, because let me tell you guys again, if you don't have balance, then the life that your higher self is living, that you always daydream about, that you have a feeling like, man, I should be doing this, I should be living this way. That life is within you, and the way to bring it out into fruition, the way to manifest it, because we are here creators, extensions from source, the way to manifest that is to create that balance, is to connect with source. Then you're on the right path to your higher self, with your higher self, because remember, your higher self is one within you. So another great way to create balance. Now, although this is the best way, the easiest way, I don't want to say the best way, but one of the best ways, one of the easiest ways to create stillness, balance within yourself, meditation. I know this is intimidating to most, but we can break it down in a way that it isn't intimidating. Like, a great way to meditate is to just focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. I don't care if you do it for 1 minute. You can do it for 30 seconds. You get into a nice quiet place. I like to do number one, which is getting out into nature. I like to get out into nature and meditate. It makes it that much more easier. And then 3, we'll get to this, I like to put hertz frequency into my ears, which gets me into a deep meditation. So meditation is one of the strongest tools known to man that you can use, because remember, our mind is divine. So we can literally create everything if we are able to put ourselves mentally in that position. So that's why meditation is one of the strongest skills, is one of the strongest tools that you can use by far. So again, 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, that's where you can start if you are not used to meditating, if you're squirmish, right? But 5 minutes is great. I think the best 10 to 15 minutes, if you can get into the 15-minute zone of meditation, I think that's where you're going to find the most benefits. Not to say that 5 minutes isn't going to be just as good as 15, but everybody is cut from the same cloth, but everybody's different, right? So everybody's going to respond to meditation differently. So I would highly recommend you guys start off, put a timer on, just so you don't have to count, or you don't have to, wake yourself up out of meditation. Put a timer on just so you can dive into it, because I promise you, even if it's just 1 minute, your mind's going to run. Don't worry about your thoughts, right? You are only to breathe, okay? That's all you're going to do when you're doing meditation. All I want you to focus on is your breath in, and naturally let that breath out, okay? That's all I want you to focus on. You can count 1 in, and then you can count 2 on the exhale. And I promise you, if not the same day, your life will change, okay? Me personally, if I had to be transparent, I meditate when I need to meditate. Right now, I am meditating as I talk to you guys. And this is just maybe life path 5, how I operate. I'm feeling myself, listening to myself, directing myself each moment as I'm talking to you guys, So meditation, again, is one of the strongest tools, and I highly recommend you give it a shot. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. The last skill that I want to share, the last tool that I want to share with you guys that's really going to help you guys, that's really going to promote you guys, that stillness that we all have within us. Remember, we're creating the stillness so we can live the life that we came here to live. We didn't come here to do anything half-assed. Hertz frequency music. I don't care what it is. I don't care where you find it. You can go onto YouTube. There are plenty different channels. There are plenty different videos on YouTube where you're going to be able to find Hertz frequency music. Literally just type into the search HZ frequency and choose whatever resonates with you. You may, I'm getting a lot of, I don't know what this is, a lot of burping. You may want to go through different videos just to find which one resonates with you. And it's okay if the first one, the second one, you may have to go through 3 or 4 of them, or it may be the first one, okay? Just listen to your heart. And this goes for going out into nature. How far, you know, where are you going to nature? Listen to your higher self. Listen to your inner being. Listen to God within you to let you know, to guide you onto what is best for you, right? This goes for the nature. This goes for how long to meditate. And this goes for the Hertz frequency music, okay? If you guys are still here, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We just have to get these couple of remarks out. Like the video, okay? This is one-of-a-kind content. And, you know, we took a week off last week because that was what Source told me to do. And we had a hell of a time doing it. Just because you don't see me on YouTube doesn't mean that we're not out here doing this light work. We are light walkers, okay? So tap in, like the video, because it's going to help this get out to people who need to hear this, that don't necessarily need to hear this information, but that may benefit from this information. Subscribe to the channel as we continue to grow our OSG family. This is what you need to do. And all my OSGs, all my true OSGs, like this video. I need you to share this video on all of your platforms, okay? Let's get this channel to where it already is energetically, okay? I'm not worried about it, but at the same time, I do need to do my part into asking you guys to do your part if you do want to support this channel. So join the channel if you want to support it financially. Definitely share this message, share the messages that continue to come, because I don't want to make any promises. We're just going to keep walking and you'll see what's to come. Drop a comment down, hashtag the OSG, share some love, share some light, and then last but not least, hit the notification bell. James, let them know. I love each and every one of you guys. I swear to God, without you guys, you know what I'm saying? This would be maybe a little bit harder, okay? You guys make this a little bit easier. This thing called life, this game called life. And you know what? We're going to be rocking and rolling. We're going to be flowing and glowing, okay? I fuck with every one of you guys. I hope this helps somebody. I know it will. And until next time, forever out.